in the action at round 9 of the Wessex League, and I got a good start, but it looks terrible because Eli got an absolute flyer of a start, and now I am still trying to get that top 3, but this course is just not ideal for me. It's another dry one. We haven't had any cyclocross conditions, and when we're on these flat sections, your boy just does not have the power to go with it. People are just coming past me, so I got that good start. I was in like 2nd place, and now I'm being pushed wide here, and I'm not on the line. I'm literally going through the shrubs here to try and just keep moving, and there's like roots from that tree. Absolute nightmare. But you can see from 2nd position, 1 straight, I'm now down in like 8th, 9th place. Absolute shocker. And watch here, when you're not training enough, you can see that gaps open up on these flat sections, and I'm relying on into this corner shutting that gap down. There's only so many times you can do that, and there's only so many straights you can get away with that on. So racing every week is bloody great, it is fun, but when you get to watch the footage back and see where you're having an absolute nightmare, which is the straights, because of lack of training, lack of power, and I really do think I can get it back and get to the pointy end. So we're sort of at the front of the race, but sort of not, because you can see little gaps start to open up very, very quickly, and through this section it bottlenecks a bit, and I have an absolute performance. So people start putting their foot down, and I just carry on riding. I see a tiny little gap through the shrubs, overtook 2 people. Bloody lovely, Georgie boy, bloody lovely. And just here, I can see that gap to the front 3 has fully started to stretch now, and we're about to hit the long drag up to the top. And look at the watts you've got to put out, like 400-500 watts. There's only so long my legs can handle like 400 watts. So you'll see in a minute, I give it big beans to try and go with this like 500 watts, and I am putting myself in a hole now. It's like a drag straight. I try and go round and think I've got to get on that wheel ahead, and then boom, that's when the fitness runs out, and the power's got to start dropping down to like 300, down to like threshold, even lower here. But thankfully this corner come at the right time. But as I said, if you're not putting the work in, it gets highlighted, and on the straights you get absolutely your legs ripped off. So there's a big plan. Your boy needs to start putting some work in if he wants to get on that podium. But this was the best bit of the course, down through the single track, like everyone's still pressing on. I am literally trying to recover with everything I've got right now to get back on this wheel. Like, it's one of those courses where you need the power, you need the technical skills through this little section, and also you need to be able to run a little bit if you can't get up the banks in a second. But we're up into, I want to say 5th or 6th place right now, and I'm just dangling off these 2 riders in front, and I'm like, I need to get over there, Georgie boy. You need one little surge. Go on, give it some beans. And thankfully I do manage to sort of get back over, because of these couple of little mounds and then a little bit of a run up. But look at that, even getting up this hill, 800 watts, and my average power for this race was around the 260 mark, and normalised was 280. So at the moment I'm okay at like staying on the pedals and keeping like a good power, like around 260 watts. The problem is those spikes. Really struggling to nail those spikes, because if you haven't been training, don't have the fitness, you can't get away with it. And you're probably thinking, if you're a long time viewer, how have you gone from last year where you were getting lapped to sort of being near the pointy end? I might make a video on that. There's some top secret training that has gone into it. Basically I've just done a lot of running, which has saved me a little bit. But coming into this, you can see the 3, 4, and I am in 5th place. So absolutely ripping it to try and get over, and I think a couple of mechanicals happen in a second, so your boy moves up again. So yeah, 5th place, absolutely chuffed to bits with that start. But I know now I need to get in that group ahead, because we're about to hit a headwind straight. I've got half the field on my wheel. I managed to overtake a rider there. I think he had a mechanical, so we're up into 4th now. And the podium is looking kind of likely at this point. Can we get on those top 3 steps? And you may think that I'm an absolute beast because I'm about to go past David Bone, but he had a puncture. I think he had a double puncture. So we're up into 3rd place, ladies and gentlemen, because he comes off the course to go and get a new bike. And this is where it all goes wrong. We hit this straight and every man and his dog is ready to just absolutely ping it past me. I try and accelerate, that's 1-2 spots lost. I'm jumping on the wheel. I'm like trying to get out. 3 spots lost in 30 seconds because your boy doesn't have the bloody beans. And like, I would love to go and race after racing Clanfield. I'd love to go and race more UCI level races, but when you can only hold like 260 watts, your boy's getting 80%ed all the time. Look, they have just dispatched me straight away along that straight. And yet again, another rider, spoiler alert, this guy that comes past now, he won the race. So no excuse, he is an absolute machine. He came from the back row, I think, of like 40, 50 riders to win the race. So take my hat off to him. It's obviously doable, just not by my noodle legs. And you can see now, I just start going backwards. The power was not there. The heroic first lap to try and get on the podium sort of put me in a big hole, and then it was just a case of settling into my rhythm. You'll see again here, more riders, as soon as we hit these power drags, they're just going past me like I'm absolutely stood still, and I'm not, it's not as if I'm doing like no watts. I'm still doing, well, like 280, 300 watts, and men are just going past me. What are people's FTPs these days? I need to know. Are people just got crazy high? Is everyone 5 watts per kilo or something? Because your boy cannot keep up on a flat. But you can see that section was rideable, but was it faster? I'm not sure. And then this is the little battle we got into now. I have lost some serious places, and I didn't want to be on the front down here because you don't have the beans. You can see we're still doing like 18 mile an hour, so it's fast, but in the wheels there's, bloody hell, what are these people on? Give Georgie boy some EPO and he might be able to keep up. But yeah, 20 mile an hour, and those two attacked there, and I decided just to stay on the wheel. 1, because I was in the hole, and 2, because I knew it was going to get shut down. So thankfully it got shut down enough where I could bridge over to these 2 riders in front. And we are down into like, from 3rd place at the end of lap 1, we're in like 12th now. Once the pedal-on rider and another mountain biker comes past me in a second. So yeah, we've dropped down to like 12th. We hit this single track section. The Scott on the mountain bike has actually left us for dead through here, which was not ideal. And then another mountain biker comes past us. Lad there falls over. You can't park there. And then the next mountain biker comes past us. Bloody mountain bikers, and he come past at a fair rate of knots. So yeah, now we're down into like 12th, 13th place. The battle was on. Luca flicks his elbow there. I say an absolute nope, and I come to regret that later in the race. So you can see like a lap later, all of the speed comes out of the race because he doesn't want to be on the front, I don't want to be on the front. We've got 5 laps to go, and eventually I stop wheel sucking and do go on the front. But it was here, I think, where I come round. So about halfway through the race, I went to the front of us and he just played me at my own game. I was a wheel sucker for the first half because I was in a hole, and then he just sat on for the rest of the race. And I remember like every effort I was putting in, I was like, at some point he needs to attack me. So the one thing, if anyone has watched my videos, if you're gonna attack me, you have to do it on a straight. So we're coming into the last lap, and I remember saying to him, look, just up ahead is the New Forest rider. If you do a turn, I think we can bridge over. But because I said no earlier in the race, I got a taste of my own medicine. Now, you can see on the right, there he is, the rider up ahead, and that was for a top 10 place. I thought I need to get over there because I want to try and get into the top 10, and I was giving it beans. There he is again, and I had this one last drag, so this was Luca's last chance. He is glued to my wheel right now. It was his last chance to attack me up here, but I kept it just hard enough that he couldn't attack me. And then I knew that once we hit that single track, your boy is going to absolutely launch one to the finish. No matter how tired I am, that last half a lap, you've always got a little bit of something. You've always got a second wind. And this is when I launched it out of this little twisty section. Boy goes bang, absolute Wout van Aert attack. And I was just like, right, just rip it all the way to the finish. And I thought as well, if I rip it hard enough, I can get over to the New Forest rider and potentially get in a little sprint finish for 10th place. So right now I am absolutely on the rivet, pulling the pin. It doesn't look that fast, but let me tell you, it was fast. Well, it was sort of fast. It felt fast to me. But I'm slowly shutting the gap down. There he is on the right. So we're literally one corner away from getting over. And I've said to myself, you've got to just stay on the gas. There he is. He's starting to go up the bottom of the climb. I've got some back markers to get round here. And it was a little bit awkward, but I just about managed to switch back to the left-hand side. And I'm like, right, come on, Georgie boy, pull the pin. You can get him. And unfortunately, no cigar, because I just left it a tiny bit too late to bridge over. So you'll see on this last little section here, I was literally 10 metres away from getting back onto his wheel, but too little, too late, and I ended up 11th place. So not the position I wanted to come. The top 3 chase continues. It's time to start putting in some work and trying to get some power so I can actually stay with these fast boys and get on the podium. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.